What up, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of the What's Up Brodey podcast. This episode I had Brandon George on, the NAGA Nightmare. He has won, I believe, 10 NAGA Absolutes expert divisions now. He's a pro jiu-jitsu athlete out of Kingsway here in Austin, Texas. He moved down here recently, about 2.5 years ago, to come train under Gordon and under John Danaher to pursue his dream of being a professional jiu-jitsu athlete. It's a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Brandon's a cool guy. It was really cool for me because Brandon is someone who I stumbled across when I first started watching jiu-jitsu and really getting into it. Brandon was one of the first guys that I watched, and just always was fun to watch this big dude play guard. And he plays it very excitingly. I just enjoyed it. So I hope you all enjoy the episode. As always, shirts. We have shirts for sale, small, medium, large, and extra large. More than happy to ship them out. You can come pick them up. I can drop them off. Whatever's easier. They're $25. And then Redmond's Salt, Relight, their electrolyte product. They have protein powders now. They got merch. They have mud masks and fantastic toothpaste. They're a product I've been using for 5 years now. And I thoroughly enjoy it. And so now I'm happy to announce that, you get 15% off when you listen to the podcast. So if you use code Brodey, or there's a link in my Instagram, both on the podcast page and my personal page, that'll take you straight to the website and apply the code automatically. So go check them out, use the code, and enjoy. Thank y'all.
All right, Brady, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You gonna clap with me?
Yeah.
You're not gonna leave me hanging, are you?
Okay, so
Yeah, you go clap with me.
Okay.
Yeah, you ready? All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Woo! Brandon George. Fuck's up, dude.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? We were talking about the ticks.
We were talking about the ticks.
So there is currently, right now, as we speak, a video of mine that just randomly hit the algorithm perfectly. And is at like 730,000 views at the time of this recording, with 3,600 comments and over 20,000 likes. Just an absurd number altogether. It's just the amount of engagement's crazy. I've gained 230 followers.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then on Facebook, I've gained like 400 followers. So the video is mostly going crazy on Facebook. Instagram is doing okay, but on Facebook, it's just like, I didn't even know you could go viral on Facebook. I didn't even know people still used Facebook. But apparently they do.
Yeah.
And so anyways, ticks. And so the video is about ticks, about a guy. I say it's the World Economic Forum. It's actually the World Science Festival. I did not know that at the time, but it's the World Science Festival. Same shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're funded by the same people.
Right.
Nonetheless, this guy in 2016, he's sitting there. He's talking about, humans eat too much meat. It's terrible for the environment. And he was like, one suggestion. I'm not saying we do it, but we can bioengineer, take the Lone Star disease from ticks, bioengineer it, and make people less allergic to meat, essentially.
Yeah.
And it also makes you allergic to dairy as well. And
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that too. Most people, I think, it affects by red meat. So there's been people commenting on the video talking about, I got this meat right now. And there's been a handful of those, like people saying no, I haven't been able to eat red meat in 6 years. I didn't hear about to exist, dog.
Yeah, right.
I would combust, bro. I would be so mad.
You'd have to eat garbanzo beans.
Could you imagine?
And pea protein.
Or chicken. Ugh.
Oh, so it doesn't make you allergic to chicken?
I don't know. So
just red meat.
It's mostly strongly geared towards red meat.
I would hate that. I could survive, but I would hate it.
That's what makes the whole thing even more suspicious. Is the fact that it makes you only allergic primarily to red meat. Yeah,
I've heard conflicting ideas about this, about the environmental sustainability of meat. Do you know? Is there any have you looked into it at all?
There's really no strong evidence that shows that cows are what is fucking up the world.
Yeah.
like, okay, let's put it in perspective. There's data centers putting off more energy than we've ever seen before, sucking up more water than ever. People flying in private jets. You got fucking, you got all these different things.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to try to sit here and tell me like we should stop eating meat because it's going to make a difference, you're got to be full of shit.
Yeah. What was something funny is that I saw is I can't remember who it was targeted at, but it was somebody was saying that like eating meat was the problem, right? Mm-hmm. And they were ignoring the emissions from vehicles, right? And they're like, okay, it's like here. I think they were saying that like eating meat was having more of an impact on the environment than vehicle emissions. And they're like, okay, here, let's do a test. I'll spend an entire night in my garage with a cow. You spend the entire night in a garage with the car running, and you let me know. We'll see how it goes. You know,
it's complete nonsense, dude. It just doesn't make any sense, man. And there's actually a farm in Georgia, White Oak Pastures, ran by Mr. Will Harris. He was one of the very first regenerative farms. So he was running like an old school farm in the 90s. Started realizing like, oh, this is not great. Started noticing like the water runoff was very like gross, brown, just not a good color. And he was like, man, there might be a better way to do this. And so he flipped his farm into what is a regenerative farm, and what a lot of local ranchers are doing now, where it's a regenerative farm. And he is actually a net zero farm. So he is proving it to be completely false. Like there's just nothing substantial about what they're saying. Now, if you want to sit here and talk about how awful factory farming is, I think everybody could get fucking behind that.
Yeah, yeah.
But to sit here and tell us like you shouldn't be eating meat because it's bad for the environment is fucking nonsense. And really, it's, with how bad they want to control every single thing about us. I was thinking about this because we were talking about the boxes of ticks. And so there's been these boxes of ticks just showing up on people's properties. And then there are videos of like moose and deer just getting eviscerated by thousands of ticks. And these
so the boxes of ticks are where? Being placed like just on random places on their property?
Yeah. And so they're finding these boxes of ticks, and you start going down the rabbit hole a little bit. People think it's tied to Bill Gates. I haven't done that much digging into it, but people tie it to kind of Bill Gates. And then Bill Gates also owns this new company that he's running that he's making synthetic meat. He also does own a very unparalleled amount of monocropping agriculture land in other countries. And so he's a big proponent for growing like soy and all this garbage.
Yeah.
Like he owns massive amounts of land. The amount of land that it takes to run cattle and run chicken is so much less than the amount it takes for almonds, for soybean oil, like soybeans and like all these things. And then all these things are just like, you see all this stuff is just made from soybean oil.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Texas,
everything you look at in the grocery store has vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Parentheses. Soybean and / or canola.
I hate that shit. I'm like, how do you not know, dog? When it says one of or all vegetables, soybean, canola, and then
like how do they
like, how the fuck do you not know?
How do they get away? That's a weird thing. I feel like there's no other ingredients that they do that with except for with like vegetable oils. They just like, this is a mystery blend of whatever.
It could be a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Can you think of any other ingredient that they do that with?
Not where they just openly put it on the label.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure there's ingredients that they cut corners on all the time, but like on the label, it's crazy.
Weird.
But you know what natural flavors is? When you see natural flavors on...
I don't know what natural flavors is. I know artificial are petroleum derived, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what natural flavors are.
Natural flavors is like from the beaver butthole.
That's what I think I heard somebody say that before. Is that, that's the only place that natural flavors come from?
I don't know if it's the only, but I do know
I'm skeptical of that.
I do know that it is the largest.
Is that
it's the majority of it?
The majority of natural flavors are derived from
beaver butthole.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Where did you?
She can look it back when she can look it up when she gets back over here. But I'm
Jamie.
I'm pretty sure. And so Yeah, so like these, the ticks, etc. Because we have looked up this beaver butthole, but we'll pull it up again. And then Mr. Beast has been promoting Bill Gates' synthetic chicken.
Okay.
And so, a lot of people are like, hey, I think he sold his soul. I'm pretty sure he probably did.
Yeah.
And then the Epstein files and all these things come out.
So flavor compounds derived entirely from plant or animal sources. I can pull up the beaver butthole in a second, but it just says a single natural flavor listing on an ingredient list could contain a combination of 50 to 100 different chemical ingredients.
Wait, that's just as crazy as beaver butthole, dude. I don't even care if the beaver butthole thing is real or not. The fact that a single natural flavor listing on an ingredient list could contain a combination of 50 to 100 chemical ingredients.
So they're taking like different chemicals from these natural sources, from the beaver butthole, and from 50 other potentially sources, putting them together to create some constructed flavor.
Sweetness.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's crazy. I don't like...
It sounds far from natural.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
You were correct with the synthetic chemical petroleum being artificial.
Yes.
Which is crazy, man. Canola oil is motor oil. You used to use that in the cars.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just what people eat. It's just like a normal thing.
Right, we couldn't like run our cars nowadays on canola oil, right?
Beaver butt juice.
Maybe. The history of flavoring food with beaver butt juice.
So castoreum is considered a natural flavor.
By the FDA.
It's far cheaper to use castoreum
or beaver's butt
to flavor strawberry oatmeal than using actual strawberry.
I believe they're using actual strawberry.
Interesting. They flavor a ton of foods at the grocery store with their little butthole over, a close-up of a beaver's anus. A puckered hole ringed with chestnut fur. Oh, they make it sound so appetizing, honestly.
You're never going to look at natural flavors on your food ever again.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So there's so much of this shit. And they don't have to disclose it or claim it. So unless you physically go out or...
It says it's technically not beaver butt or anal glands, but while the anal excretions smell like motor oil in male beavers or rancid cheese in the ladies, the yellowish oily fluid in the castor gets its fragrance from plant compounds concentrated from beavers' wild diets. So it comes from the castor sacs, which are next to the anal gland.
Oh, okay.
Fuck off.
It's a lie.
Fuck off, dude. What? It's not technically beaver butt. It comes next to the butt. Like,
it's close enough.
What do we do? What are we doing?
It's the gooch of the beaver.
Yeah, dude. So that's worse, dude. You're just eating beaver gooch.
Incredible.
That's crazy. Don't get me started on the fucking FDA, but nonetheless, the ticks.
The ticks.
The ticks. And so I was thinking about this, and I was like, what's the incentive? Well, if nobody's eating red meat, nobody's eating meat, then you end up looking like that dude in the video. This frail, soft, wimpy human being, right? You see them, and you're like, I could snap you in half with my bare hands, right? And then... you're like, okay, what's the incentive of that? Well, then just easier to control. You don't have to worry about people fighting back.
Soy
boys. Just can't. Soy boys, exactly. And it's because they can't fight back. They're just not physically capable of doing such, right? Makes it easier to control. And then I started thinking even further about it, and I started thinking about this big-ass data center that they're trying to get approved in Utah. Have you seen this?
Nope.
How big is this? Damn it, where'd you go, dude? How big is this data center? Because I've said
62.
Is it 62,000 acres or 62,000
square miles?
Hold on.
I think is what it is.
62,000 square. The one in Utah.
Utah.
Yeah, the one where Kevin O'Leary.
I think it's square miles.
Huh?
I think it's square miles.
That's fucking nuts.
It says it's the size of Manhattan.
That's what it was. You're right. You're right. It would fit over the island of Manhattan. That's right.
62 square miles is what it is.
Okay.
40,000 acres.
That's what it was. 40,000 acres. Okay. So, Kevin O'Leary. Pull a picture of Kevin O'Leary for me, please. Kevin O'Leary, this guy.
Oh, I've seen this guy.
You've seen this guy, right?
Yeah. He's like a Shark Tank guy or something,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah. This fucking fuckhead was on Tucker Carlson, and Tucker was like, "What are you doing, dude? Why are you like?"
Because he's building the business or the data.
Yeah,
center.
it's large. I don't know if it's largely funded by him or if he's paying. Anyways, his name's on it. And Tucker was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" Because to put it in perspective, the next biggest one is 230 acres in China.
And this one was
40,000 acres.
Yeah.
To put that into perspective,
Massive.
right? That's fucking nuts. And so it will use more electricity than the entire state, double than the entire state of Utah. And they just announced, she didn't run away this time though. They did just announce that there's going to be 50,000 people in Lake Tahoe who's about to get their power turned off because they're going to send that electricity to a data center.
Bro, what?
Yes. So let me tie this back. Let me tidy this up a little bit. So this is where my brain went yesterday when I was thinking about it. I was like, why is this clip going so crazy? Like, obviously it's tied to like the ticks showing up, all these things. And then I was like, oh, dude, this makes perfect sense. You start like farmers are already going out. Like 1 in 4 farmers are filing bankruptcy pretty much every year. Like they're already slowly but surely just getting wiped out. And the other thing that was explained to me from JT Cattle when they were on is that so say Brandon George owns a ranch. You have 2,000 acres and you want to give it to your kid. Your kid has to then pay taxes based on what that property is worth the day you hand it to him. So you bought it, 2,000 acres, you bought it for, $10 an acre.
Yeah.
But when you go to hand it over to little Brandon George, it's now 70 years later and it's worth $1,000 an acre. So he has to pay taxes based on that $1,000 an acre. And so most people can't afford that. So then that family usually just sells their ranch. It's very hard to then pass the ranch down from generation to generation because they just don't have the money.
Yeah.
And then all right, so you're already kind of wiping them out through that. And then these ticks, you're just like destroying people's populations, whether it's deer, cattle, etc. And then you see these fucking data centers, and then you tie that into like 15-minute cities. I'm like, dude, they just want to pack us into these small areas and then build data centers for the rest of the land. That's how I envision this going.
Yeah.
Because I had what are you doing in a 40,000 acre data center? Who asked for that? And so that's what Tucker was asking him. He was like, dude, who the fuck approved this? How did you get, how are they even allowing you to do this? 3 elected officials voted on it. 3. And it was a unanimous vote, Kevin O'Leary said. Unanimous. And Tucker was like, bro, it was 3 fucking people. You're telling me that a bunch of billionaires can't pay off 3 people?
Yeah.
Like, what?
How does that even, where I don't really understand, like, the legislative process for getting something approved like that? Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't. I mean, I'm sure the people of Utah didn't vote on that.
Yeah.
But they essentially, by proxy, there's, I think it's a roundabout way of by proxy they did because they elected these 3 officials some way, somehow. Or
whatever.
Or maybe these officials are fucking appointed. I don't even know that they're actually elective. And they're set maybe in a roundabout way. They're like, well, y'all voted for us and then we voted for it. So, you voted for it kind of thing.
Yeah, it's horseshit.
Yeah,
right?
But we're seeing it all over.
Yeah, I mean, none of the decisions that are made for government are actually from the people, right?
No.
Yeah, it's
not,
just
especially not around this shit.
Yeah.
Because nobody voted for Palantir. Building their little home base under this ballroom of the White House. Anyways, Brandon George.
Yeah. It's very disappointing. The future looks grim.
It does look grim, and it's hard not to even think that way. Even for, people who aren't paying attention, it feels that way. Right? Gas is expensive. Mm-hmm. Go to the grocery store, you're like, what the fuck? $2 for 1 avocado? You're like, what? How? Why? When? And it's where we are. And so it's an interesting time, but it's also interesting in the fact that jiu-jitsu is growing.
Hell yeah.
So that's fun. You know, that's fun.
Yeah.
How'd you get into jiu-jitsu?
My dad got me into jiu-jitsu. So I was like, I was in the Army at the time, and I went home on leave, and my dad was a white belt, and he was like, I gotta drill this. And like, let me show you this cool thing. So he like showed me like an Americana, right? And he was just like trying to like work his guard passing. We were in the living room and had some puzzle mats laid out, and he was like trying to work his guard passing and stuff. And so I thought it was pretty sick, you know, interested me. So when I went back, well, it actually took me a little bit of time to eventually like get myself to go do it and sign up for a gym. But I eventually found a place back near the base that I was stationed at, and I started going, and then I just fell in love with it, you know. So that's how I got started. Yeah.
How long were you in the Army for?
Just 4 years. Just one contract. Yeah.
You did like straight out of high school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu now?
Doing jiu-jitsu for, what was 2020 that I started. So yeah, it's been like 6 years or so, I think. Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, dude. Fuck.
It's actually probably, 6 years next month.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
Gotten good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Quick, huh? This is
I spent a lot of time doing it. I mean, it's not like, 6 years for most people is like, 1 hour, 3 or 4 times a week. It's just like different. If you look at the amount of mat time that, I put in, it's a different story, right?
So how often are you training?
Right now, I probably train about like, on average, like 10 times a week.
Yeah, okay.
So some days are doubles. Other days I chill out a little bit and maybe do strength and conditioning and one jiu-jitsu session.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. It's fucking hard on the body.
It is hard on the body. I've had like periods of time where I was doing more training, but I don't know. I'm trying to like find the sweet spot where you recover and you're mentally fresh. And I think there's something to be said for not running yourself into the ground every week, right?
Yeah, because then then your rolls just start to fucking suck.
Yeah, it's like your reaction time is slow, down. Yeah. You get brain fog and like I don't know. Yeah, I wonder like how much benefit I'm getting from those sessions where I'm like
you just
feel like dog shit the whole time.
Yeah.
So obviously like you can't only go in and train 3 times a week. You don't want to be like, oh, I got to make sure I'm maximally recovered for every session. But yeah, I think there's a sweet spot to be found.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I've kind of noticed as well. How often are you lifting?
Right now I'm doing like 4 times a week.
There it is. That's good. I don't think, there's been like this large stereotype in jiu-jitsu where athletes just don't lift.
Yeah, I mean, that's retarded.
It is.
If you need to censor me, you can censor me.
Nah, don't censor shit, bro. No, I mean, it is, though.
Yeah.
It is, because it's like, and it goes kind of back to what we were talking about before the podcast, too, like the professionalism of the sport.
There's no other sport.
None.
Where golfers really big into strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you, as a guy who's trying to battle another man and pin him down and break his arm, you don't need to do strength and conditioning.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It is. And your body it will not last.
Yeah.
It will eventually give up. When you're young and you're feeling good, you're in your 20s, yeah, you probably can roll 7 days a week, no strength and conditioning, you'll probably be fine. But then you get some of these guys like, these Gumby guys, where there's like a James Sarnecki or Mikey.
James lifts though.
James does lift now?
James lifts for sure. So that's the thing though, is like he's still Gumby. Yeah. People think that if you lift, you all of a sudden will like become this rigid board.
Yeah.
It's just completely false. He can still self-triangle. He can still do a self-woj lock at the NAGA.
Dude. I've told this story 100 times. I don't know if I've told it on the podcast. I probably have. But dude, we were at house. It was before Kingsway was open. And so a lot of the Kingsway boys were coming over and training pretty frequently with us. And so I would train with James a pretty good bit. And he wasn't feeling too good that day and he didn't really want to roll. And so we're rolling or we're like drilling and maybe he was odd man out or some shit. I don't really fucking remember. I just remember looking over and this man was drilling ankle locks on himself. And I remember just doing a double take and coming home and telling Taylor, I was like, Taylor, you'll never fucking believe what I saw today. This guy was drilling ankle locks on himself. And she's like, what? And I was like, dude.
He's built different, bro.
He built different, legitimately, dude. And I was just like, it was the craziest shit I've ever seen. And then you see him self-triangle himself and then Woj lock himself this last one. Those videos are great. They're incredible. But yeah, it's fucking cool.
Anyways, he lifts, so he's got I feel like the definition of a sleeper build. He always wears a long sleeve rash guard, but dude, if you see him with his shirt, he's actually pretty jacked. He's pretty jacked, yeah.
Okay, James. Dude, James is doing good.
Yeah.
James is doing really well. It's what, not even 20? 20?
I don't know how old he is. He's young though.
Yeah, he's like 19 like a year ago, so I'm sure he's like almost 20 or has turned 20.
Yeah.
Made a run at trials.
Hell yeah.
As a quote unquote blue belt.
Yes.
Just like you're a quote unquote purple belt.
Right.
And every time I roll with Abe, he's a quote unquote purple belt. Big Dan too. And I'm like,
that's insanity.
Dude. Bro, what? Yeah, it's like, what? It is crazy, dude.
Dan's a monster.
Yep. Dan. Yep. Abe.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, whatever. Belts don't really matter. It's just like,
unless you do gi, they care. Like they care. Like if a blue belt starts to get the better of like an upper belt, dude, they get a little touchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's why no gi is I think more fun, like the sport aspect of it, because there's really not that aspect because nobody's wearing their belt, so you just have no idea. You go to open mat and you have no idea who's who. Someone might fold you up, someone might not fold you up, and you don't know what belt either of them were. You might have had a really good round against an upper belt, or you might have had a really good round or a really bad round to a white belt, and you have no idea.
Yeah, unless they ask you afterwards.
They all,
you whoop their ass like, what belt are you? I had that happen one time when I was like a blue belt, and the guy was like visibly like angry. He told me he said he thought I was lying. He's like, you seem like you're a lot better than a blue belt. I'm sorry.
Compared to most, he probably wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Because I've been training for probably like right at 3 years. And so, it's I mean, like you said though, it's just fucking was training 7 days a week for a while because I just fucking love it.
It's so fun.
It's so much fun.
It's hard to stay out of the room.
Dude, it's just like I can't help it. I landed on my shoulder the other day and like bruised it all up, and it's probably, I don't know, it just hurts like a motherfucker. And I took a week off and I was like, all right, that's about all I got. That took about all of my mental fortitude. And I was like, past that, I'm just going to throw a anaconda brace on it and call it a day. And now it just hurts.
You think that the brace helps at all?
I think there is something to do mentally with it for sure. I think that they definitely help. How much they help, I have no idea, but mentally you feel better. I would say mostly what I have been able to tell that it does, it just keeps it tight. Where it just doesn't feel like it's gonna pop out or it's not in there fucking moving around.
Yeah, I felt that like with my I put like a knee brace on before, and I thought that it like helped like keep it warm. Yeah, which is nice. Had some compression. I think there's some benefit to like compression. I think that like sometimes the braces get a little bit oversold.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think that there's like actually like that much like stability that's actually provided by a brace, like especially when you're doing jiu-jitsu. Like, what is this little tiny like piece of wire like really gonna stop your like knee from getting all twisted? But I think there's like some benefit to like keeping it warm and the compression aspect. But yeah, I know Anaconda's got like the wildest marketing claims ever. It's like they claim they'll heal your torn ACL. I will say like I've had a lot of success with their elbow ones. I wear their wrist one because I fucking jacked up these wrists. Lots of CrossFit, so my wrists just fucking hurt. Power cleaning, snatching, muscle ups, things like that. I used to be able to, do a power clean fine and get into that rack position like back when I was in high school. And then I tried doing it again, like maybe, like 6 months ago. And I'm a lot stronger than I was then, but I went for it and it was just like,
Dude, I used to be able to full palm front squat, full palm, full stretch. And now I'm like, I'm happy if I get 2 feet.
Yeah. I was literally like power cleaning and it just like, I just couldn't, and it just like landed on my shoulders and I was just here like, somebody help me, please. No.
For real though, dude. It's and that is why this whole thing is so crazy. Like doing jiu-jitsu is crazy.
Yeah.
Doing any of it's crazy. MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, you have to be a special kind of nut. But there is nothing more fun.
Dude, it's so fun.
There's nothing more fun. You'll go and lift and you're like, this is dog shit. People do this every day.
I think lifting is fun too, but jiu-jitsu is a lot more fun for sure.
It's way more fun. It's just so much fun. I don't find lifting fun at all. Let me rephrase this. I don't find like static lifting very fun. When I go to like a CrossFit class or something like that, I think that's a lot of fun. Like the competitive aspect of it, the time aspect of it. I really enjoyed that style of working out.
Yeah.
But like traditional like bodybuilding lifts or like power lifts, I don't enjoy that.
I mean, I just find I have a lot of fun just like making progress in anything and like seeing like growth and seeing gains. So for me, it's like the fun part is that you go in and see yourself getting stronger, and it's very easy to measure it, and you can like push yourself and see how far you can push yourself. So that's always what I've just found to be fun about it.
That's fair. It is definitely easily measurable. Either you're getting stronger or your body looks better.
Yeah.
It's very clear. Like, okay.
It's not, in jiu-jitsu, it's not as clear. Like you'll go against, I mean, obviously I know I've gotten a lot better than when I started, but it's not quite as clear. You got the same guys that you're going against who are also getting better. And like one day you might have a good day, one day you might have a bad day. It's just like, actually John was just talking about this the other day in class. He was talking about how strange the feedback loop is in jiu-jitsu and how, it's not always as clear. Even when you're getting better, you can't really tell if you're getting better sometimes until like you look at the grand picture of things. He said like one way that you can often get like good feedback is if somebody has left the gym and then they came back after being gone for an extended period of time and you roll with them again. That's often like a good indicator of the progress that you've made. But generally it's like everybody's in the room learning the same stuff, all trying to get better, and it's hard to see when everybody's levels raising. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like you're just plateaued, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It is tough, dude, because like there's some days you just gotta go home with no music on, and then there's some days you leave and you're like, oh fucking shit, that was fun.
I don't do music. I don't do music when I go home, regardless. Though
at all, ever? No.
I just like to like.
Think about it?
Think about it. Yeah. Think about the session.
Okay.
I recently started using like, there's like an AI like notes app. It's called Granola.
Okay.
And so it's like typically supposed to be used for like, people do like work meetings and stuff. And then you record the whole work meeting. You could do it for phone calls or, Zoom meetings or whatever. And then afterwards it just gives you a summary of the meeting. But I've just been talking to myself in the car with the AI notes app, and it does a really good job of like, even if I repeat myself 3 or 4 times and my thoughts are kind of going all over the place, it'll like kind of like put it into like a system or like a well formatted, cleaned it up version of the notes. So I've really been liking it.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this for?
I mean, not that long. Like, I mean, I would record voice notes or think through stuff. I mean, I've been doing the thing where I drive home without music for like, probably the last 2 years. But the AI notes thing, maybe just for the last like 3 weeks or so.
What have you noticed from like driving home with no music on? So now it's been.
I think it just helps with, retaining information. I think that too many people show up to train and they just train and then they're like, okay, cool, done with training. I think it's like the reflection part of it is one of the most important parts of like actually getting better. So you like think about the mistakes you made, think about what you need to study, think about what you need to work on next session, and then you can actually like build on each session rather than just like, okay, I went in, tried some shit.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
That was fun.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And then, what are you mostly reflecting on? Are you thinking about your roles? Or are you thinking about what the technique was that day? Like what?
Yeah. I mean, I think about all that. So, I mean, I try to go over the system that John went over in class. I try to go over that in my head. I try to think about, and then for each positional round, I might try to like identify, one or two things that either I try to identify something that worked well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm like, what did I do that was like, oh, this worked. And maybe I had like found like a specific detail of like, oh, when he's doing this, I need to be doing this, or I'll try to identify things that didn't go well for me. And I try to find that for like each of the positional rounds. So I'll try to think about it for mount, try to think about it for turtle, just try to think about each of the individual rounds. Just trying to think about things that I did well, things that I didn't do well, and then go over the systems and anything that I learned in class that day.
Yeah. When you're thinking about things in your head, what do you see? Do you see are you able to play a movie in your head? Or is it more like stick figures or like nothing?
Oh, I can play a movie in my head.
You can
for
play
sure.
a movie?
Yeah.
It's not. I've noticed that this is very common with a lot of jiu-jitsu folks, but this is not a like overly common. I mean, I don't know how common it is or not common it is, but there is like ranges of it for people.
There's some people that just literally can't see anything.
That's Taylor.
Yeah, like if you tell them like imagine an apple,
nothing.
They just can't.
Yeah,
and that's pretty. That's hard for me to imagine, but for them, it's hard to imagine that you can see things, picture things in your mind.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle where it's like it'll be a vague outline. I can kind of replay the roles in my head, but it is not at all this vibrant movie frame by frame. It's very choppy. It's much closer to like not seeing anything than it is to seeing a bunch. That's for sure.
There's also something about, I've noticed that some people you're talking about like frame by frame. There's some people that are really good at like remembering every exchange of every role. Yeah. Him, and there's like a couple of like guys I've talked to, Heath, the ref. Yeah. He's really good at that. We'll talk about our roles after and he'll be like talking like move for move, exchange for exchange. And sometimes I can remember that, but for most of the role, I'm not able to.
So you get like little pieces of it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's always something. They're really like able to somehow perform, but also think and remember. For me, I feel like sometimes I'm like, just too in the moment, and then I'm like, what happened there?
Yeah, man. You're like, fuck, dude, something cool happened, but I don't remember what happened, and I don't know if I can do it again.
Yeah. So I mean, I try to actively like be aware and like have my mind in it so that I can remember the things that are happening. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way in the heat of the moment when you're fighting for your life. Especially
when y'all are like in camp or rolling really hard. Like there's so much shit happening so quickly.
Yeah, it's like sometimes people will like even like after like especially after a match that I have in like competition, they'll be asked how'd it go, like what happened. I'm like, bro.
I don't know.
I don't really remember all the exchanges. I just know that I broke his foot at the end.
Yeah, right, dude. Yeah. So I mean, this is pretty crazy. This is pretty cool for me. Meeting you, it was cool because you were actually somebody that I watched a lot of when I was first getting into jiu-jitsu. Like you were just an athlete that I just happened to be in a lot of events that I just happened to be watching.
Nice.
And I also enjoy playing guard. And I'm not as big as you, but
Scooters unite.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wrestle to save my life. I didn't wrestle in high school. I just played football. I didn't start doing jiu-jitsu until I was 30. So, I didn't wrestle. I didn't have a lot of grappling experience. I got a lot of striking experience. And so when I'm standing up, I'm very comfortable in my defense, standing defense, like hand fighting, collar ties, things of that nature, just because it's very similar to the Muay Thai clinch. But nonetheless, I think it was your EBI run. Am I remembering this correctly?
Well, I did an EBI qualifier that I did well at, and then at the actual EBI, I did pretty terribly.
Was it? Okay.
I had a first round was against Declan Moody, and I just really couldn't get my offense going very much in regulation. I mean, he passed my guard a couple times too, and then he ended up strangling me in overtime. And that was and that was EBI with 21, the absolutes. And that was the only time that I've competed at EBI before. But I had like a pretty solid run at the qualifier and leg locked a bunch of people.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I don't remember, but there's something.
I mean, I compete all the time.
Yeah, there was fucking something, dude.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I was like, oh, dude, this is a fucking nimble big dude. Loves inverting. Yeah. I think that's like, look, if I wanted to fight somebody, I'm just going to fucking punch you in the face first. And then Muay Thai clinch. And then last resort is my jiu-jitsu aspect. Like,
yeah, right. Because obviously you don't want to be on the bottom.
You're not trying to go on the cement. Like, that would hurt, right? So I just got to be kick, punch, knee, elbow, Muay Thai clinch. And then, God forbid, if we're still fighting at the end of all of that, and then we have to hit the ground.
Yeah. So your goal would not be to take someone down.
I guess it would just depend on the altercation, right? Like, is this someone who's being silly and you're just trying to control them and you're not actually trying to hurt them? Or is this somebody that, no, I'm going to fight?
Because I feel like if you can, I'm no street fighting expert, right? But I just feel, like, if you can get somebody onto the ground and be on top of them, it's even if you're trying to strike, like, I feel like it's a better place than just being in a neutral or
in an ideal one-on-one situation. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's I feel you.
Someone kicking you in the back of the head.
That's no good.
You, right. Most of the time you're going to end up in this like very chaotic Tasmanian devil fight, and you're eventually probably going to grab a hold of each other. Mm-hmm. And so my first instinct would be Muay Thai clinch in that regard, right? Elbow, knee. Because if you hit somebody with a clean body knee and then you fucking send an elbow, most people should stop. Like, they should realize that, okay, that really hurt. I'm done, and just maybe fall, and then that would be the end of it. I've always said, like, if I hit you with a clean elbow and then you just look at me, we both just shake hands and just go our separate ways. Yeah. Whatever happens next is not going to be fun for either of us, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where my brain goes immediately. It's just like some kind of Muay Thai clinch, double plum, like double collar tie. And
I think that my strategy would be probably just like get in. Obviously, like, protect my head and face, get in as close as I can, and like put my head on their chest so I can lock up the body, and then like fucking throw by and get around to the back, or just throw by and get around to the back, or double leg, but probably trying to get around to the back.
Pretty much.
Then I can choke people out from there. I think that's good.
What did you say?
No, actually, I probably would Kani Basami.
Yeah, right off the bat, just fucking flying scissor. Bye knee. Yeah, did that. Speaking of which, man, how do you feel about leg locks becoming more popular in MMA? This has been cool.
Oh, it was cool. Yeah, I saw Cody Steele hit that nice heel hook. That was pretty sick.
The way he trapped the dude's arm so that he couldn't hit him. It was really cool.
Yeah, he was doing a good job managing the distance and keeping his head far away too. And the leg entanglement was like such that it was torquing on his knee and hip, so that it kind of like he wasn't really able to like come and pressure in. Yeah, no, it was pretty sick.
Yeah, because the whole thing was like, oh well, if you did that, I'd just punch you in the face, or that leg locking shit's not going to work in a real fight. And it's like,
you can definitely use your legs to manage distance and stop someone from actually applying any meaningful force. Also, if someone's sitting on their ass and they can't throw their hips into a punch, like They're just like, yeah, like this isn't going to do anything.
It's barely gonna hurt, and then your knee is gonna be the wrong direction.
Yeah. Still, I mean, I'm not saying that, we should go out in the streets and start light blocking people as like our number one go-to route, but I mean, shit definitely works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was I watched some video of like two dudes getting into it at a basketball court.
I've seen this.
You see that where he put the heel hook on him, and he told him, he was like, "Dude, I'll make it to where you can never play basketball again,
never
bro."
balling again.
Yeah, dude. Like, look, man, it's not worth it. None of it's worth it. Why are we fighting? Why are we fighting in the streets for it? It's not worth it. What's Michigan?
It was Bath, Michigan.
Where's that at?
Kind of like close to, I don't know if you know where Lansing is or Okemos. I mean, yeah, it's like maybe 20, 30 minutes away from that.
How far from Detroit?
I think like two hours or so.
Okay, my dad was born right outside of Detroit, like Flint area.
There's a famous school bombing that happened in Bath, Michigan. Yeah, it was like I think it was a principal or like a principal who had just gotten fired, or like maybe it was like a board member. I don't know, somebody who was like important that was involved with the school, and he just like took a bunch of dynamite and put it underneath the school. It literally blew up killed it must have been like 100 kids or something. But yeah, it's like Bath school bombing. Yeah.
What? When was this?
I mean, it was a long time ago. I think it was maybe in like the 50s or 60s.
Holy shit.
1927.
1927?
Yeah, a long time ago. So how many kids was it? 30. Oh, it was only 30. Oh, 30.
It was only.
No, well, I said it. I thought I said it was like hundreds. I said it was hundreds. I mean, yeah, 30. Yeah, it's still terrible.
5 adults.
Yeah.
They're like rookie numbers.
He had way more explosives rigged up, but somehow they failed. So he meant to I think blow up the entire school, but he only blew up like one of the wings.
He said it spent months before the event placing dynamite and World War I explosive pyrotol under the flooring of the school. Spent months doing this. And then he murdered his wife a day or so before.
Why do they always do that?
If I can't have you, no one can.
Why are they always killing their family before they do this?
Nonsense.
And he also drove his truck into the school afterwards. A half an hour later.
Anyway, so I think this is the only thing that Bath, Michigan is known for. It's like I looked it up recently. I don't think there's a single restaurant in the town. There's not a single restaurant in the town.
Really?
Yeah. There was a place called the Bath Diner.
Yeah.
And it's closed. I mean, they had a solid omelet. Yeah. I went there like one time. I remember it being a good omelet, but I don't think there's Bath Township.
Interesting.
It
has a population of 2,841.
Is that where you were born?
No, I was born in Wisconsin.
Yeah, okay.
Wisconsin Rapids, yeah. And I spent probably most of my childhood in a place called Stevens Point. And then I just lived in Michigan for like 3 years because my dad's job took us there.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then when did you come to Austin?
I came to Austin like two and a half years ago. Yeah, I came. Okay. So I graduated. I was living in Florida.
Yep.
Both my parents are down there. I was going to university down there, got a degree in exercise science. And then after I graduated, I was just like, dude, it's no better time than now to go chase my dreams and go train with the best team in the world. So, yeah.
That's when you got here?
Moved out here.
Hell yeah, dude. I just remember just watching it in multiple different things and be like, that's cool. Like this, big dude that likes invert, have fun. Like I think that's how we got off on the tangent of street fights. To me, that's the fucking fun part about jiu-jitsu. Yeah, like smashing people's fun, but like going inverted, going upside down, being able to like lift people up.
I think it's really cool. I think that sometimes people will act like the bottom game or the guard game is like somehow inferior. I mean, listen. I understand the value of being on top and applying like pressure, right?
Of course.
But I also think there's something that's like, or people say, pulling guards for pansies, but I think there's something cool about being like, yeah, I'm just going to lay down. Yeah, I think I'm just going to like lay here, bro. Like, like it's very like, it's like sort of like cocky. I don't know. That you just like this idea that you just like so confident that you're just like, I'm just going to like lay down and fight you while I'm laying down, like so nonchalant.
It's funny because it kind of is.
Yeah.
It could be two different things, right? Like when you're training in the training room, sometimes you pull guard on like white belts. You're like, dude, I could take you down. It's a waste of energy. Like, what are we like? It's not what we're doing. Like,
yeah.
And then you pull guard. So that's funny that you say that because I think there is a little aspect of that. You're like, I'm going to sit down on my butt and you're going to walk towards me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's cool, man. I think it's cool. I think that there's also something cool about wrestling and dominating someone from top. And like, I think it's sick. But the style, I'm also biased because I'm just better at playing bottom, right? And it's always just come to me naturally. So of course I'm gonna think the thing that I'm good at is cool. But yeah. And
sure, wrestling's cool too. If you can fucking wrestle.
Oh, right. Collar ties for 10 minutes is not cool.
This is what Dom and I talked about. Holy shit.
What up, y'all? I know I'm interrupting the conversation. I apologize, but I do need to quickly talk to you about Redmond Real Salt. I've been using this salt for a couple of years. I cook with this every single day. It is my absolute favorite salt in the entire world. And you now, as a What's Up Brodey listener, you can get 15% off by using the code Brodey. Or on my Instagram, in the bio, you can follow that link to checkout. You'll get 15% off as well. Now, back to the conversation.
The 88 and the 77 finals for ADCC trials this year?
Yeah.
Or at West Coast? Bro, fucking someone, please. Please pull guard.
Yeah.
One of y'all, make a decision. Because goddamn, dude.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that they have like the difference in the rules from the finals and the rest of the matches. I don't really understand the logic between having the you can't pull guard in the finals without taking a negative, but you can do it in every so every other.
I didn't know that aspect. I apologize.
Yeah, every other match leading up to the finals, you can pull guard in the first half and you won't take a negative.
Correct.
Only in the finals, if you pull guard at any point, you take a negative. And so it's like, I just don't understand the logic behind changing the rules for just the finals match.
Me either. And it also makes for some fucking snooze fest.
Yeah.
God, dude. Like Dom and I was talking about this because Dom can obviously wrestle, right? So, he's going to go in there. He's going to try to take someone down. He's going to at least make some shots. He's going to do something that makes it fun to watch the stand-up.
Yeah, Dom's exciting to watch for sure.
But you get these two guys who clearly both of them want to play guard. Like, fucking, it's very clear. It's like, dude, and you just get them hand fighting and collar tying for 10 minutes and no one does nothing. And you're like, please tell me where this is better than one person just sitting down.
Yeah. Yeah, the 88 match was a little boring for sure.
Dude, like,
what was the finals for 77? Was it Michael? It was Michael Sains and who? I don't know if I saw the.
It was an almost identical match. If I remember correctly, I might be thinking of one of the 99s, but I'm pretty sure it was 77 and 88 that were just 10 minutes purely of like hand.
No, it was 88 and 99.
Was that?
Yeah, because it was Elder Cruz and Stefan Banta.
That's what it was.
That one was like
minus 99. Elder Cruz. Yeah. Yes, it was. You're right. I apologize, 77s. Y'all did a little bit of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, because Michael Sains has exciting matches for sure.
Too. He's a good wrestler. What was it?
Michael Sains and Maximilian Hansen.
It was a good match. That was a good match. That was an exciting match, actually.
I don't remember now.
I don't remember what happened. I just remember it was good.
I think they did play a little bit of jiu-jitsu because Hansen will play bottom. So, nonetheless, so it was 88 and minus 99. Those were two fucking stupid. But Who's Number One has this issue sometimes too. They'll do these like 15-minute matches, and it'll be 8 minutes of hand fighting.
I think that Who's Number One is a good rules. I think they generally put on some pretty exciting matches.
We have a very exciting UFC card, UFC BJJ card next week.
Oh yeah, who's on it?
You got Mikey Musumeci, William Tackett, Keith Kokorian, Got your boy Landon.
Landon and Keith. Yep, that'll be a good match. He
Fun.
probably submit him again. He submitted him last time at the EBI.
They've competed before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Dude, Landon didn't give a fuck in that EBI.
Landon was on a tear.
Breaking anybody's leg, dude. He didn't care. Speaking of, have you went against Corbin again since that Enigma?
I had a match against. Yeah, I've had 3 total matches. No, I had 4 total matches against Corbin.
That's good.
I had the first one. I won because he was stupid and he pulled guard and got a negative in literally the last 10 seconds of the match. And then the other 3, I lost. He subbed me in 2 of them, and then in the last one it was a points win. It was I think I had it was 2-5 or something. But yeah, no, he's good for sure.
He was on fire at that Enigma match.
Oh, he was just submitting everybody.
I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a chance to compete against each other again in the near future. I know he's recovering from a pretty brutal injury. I think he's actually made it. I think he's made it most of the way through his recovery, but.
Is that what it was? I see him in the videos every once in a while,
the last match we had against each other was at the ADCC San Diego Open, and that was that was the one where I lost by points, so it was 2-5 or something. And then the next match, he got, I think it was, I don't know, he got some bones in his leg broken. It was either his tibia and fibula, but it was just nasty break from Aoki lock. I don't know if you know this guy, Helder Rodriguez. Just a massive dude, loves breaking people's legs, and he just snapped Corbin's shit really bad. So yeah, he's been out for a little bit.
Dude, it's hard to watch, bro. People's legs get snapped.
Yeah.
Anytime someone starts to get an inside heel hook, she'll tell you, I'm please just tap, dude, tap, please tap. God damn it, dude. Why didn't you tap, bro?
Yeah. That's rough. No, people, it's wild, especially at these Nagas. People be going up against me, and they're and it's dude, just tap, please. And I had a match. It was at the NAGA World Championship in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I belly down, Achilles lock. I'm hipping in, pop. He's not tapping. Pop. He's still not tapping. I'm dude, okay. And it's just shredded his ankle. And then finally he taps, and it's for what, brother?
Did you think you were going to get out?
For what? And then, of course, he's just sitting on the side of the mat for an hour, looking at his foot fuck, and then he hobbles off eventually. But dude,
what did you?
That's rough, man.
What'd you expect?
It's rough.
Yeah.
I understand it. You don't want to tap. I don't want to tap either. I've definitely gotten my foot popped before, but it's dude, when your foot is popping, you're not moving anywhere. You let it pop, and then tear.
Yeah.
There's my guy.
Yeah, there's
my guy.
At some point.
At some point in that, there was some warnings. There was some warnings before your foot broke, right? Yeah.
When you're in those tournaments, and you catch somebody, what's the what second of grace period are they getting?
It depends because I don't know, sometimes it's actually the matches can sometimes be a little bit competitive, or sometimes I am going against somebody who's very aggressive and tough, and those people don't get that much grace. I think that I apply with enough control to where I don't feel like I'm gonna just lose it, because I feel like there is a certain speed where if you go so fast and you're just worried and trying to rush, just let me break it. I just want to rip it. You actually have less control and less braking power than if you really tighten everything up and then go for it. So I get as much control and with as much power and speed as I can all at the same time. I'll just send it on on certain people. But there was a match like last weekend at the NAGA. There was this. I was going against a guy who's like, he's like 40. He's got gray hair, and he's just like, like a dad. Or like, I don't know. He wanted to sign up, wanted to make some extra cash, I guess. Anyway, so he's like
adult open weight.
Yeah. So anyway, so he signed up, and I caught him in an Aoki lock, and I just like looked at him, and I was like, and then he looked at me, and he was like, and I was like, okay, brother. and then he let his foot pop, but it wasn't like a terrible break. It was just like a little pop, and I'm like, okay,
but why?
I gave you the look. And then he even acknowledged it afterwards. He was like, I saw you give me the look, and I was like, yeah,
that was your cue. That's crazy, dude. Yeah,
people do it all the time though. They just let their shit pop. It's wild.
I mean, I get it, because I've definitely even at like a jiu-jitsu world league, this dude had a belly down ankle lock on me.
No, you don't want to tap. I mean, it's
and I was up 8-0, and it was gonna be my first blue belt win.
Yeah,
I lost the first 4 blue belt matches, and I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna get this win. I was up 8-0, and he went belly down. And I won't tap if it doesn't feel like you have the actual like breaking pressure.
No, sir. Same. Yeah.
If it just hurts, I'm like, sorry, buddy, you're not getting this out of a pain tolerance. Like it needs to feel like it's gonna fall off.
Yeah. I think, most of the times that I get tapped in competition, there is like a little bit of a pop. It's gonna hurt, and I'm probably sore for the next few days. It's not just like
swollen. Dude.
Yeah. So like, who am I to talk, right? I also let my stuff get injured, but I think there's a certain point where it's like, dude, there's obviously like a skill discrepancy here. Like you're not getting out of this. Yeah. You're not going to win.
Yeah, there's just certain positions. There's just certain positions where you're just dead to right.
Yeah.
And if someone has the courtesy to give you the look,
take the courtesy.
Take the courtesy, dude. Take it, dude. Take it, man. Like, what are you doing,
wild.
dude?
It's wild.
Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. Something that there's like in Muay Thai is like sparring etiquette that we talk about a lot. Like if someone throws a high kick and they just tap you with it, you need to recognize that high kick for like what it could have been.
Yeah.
Like so many people will just get tapped by that high kick and then just send a 2 right after, and you're like, bro,
you would be on the floor right now.
You died. You died already. Like you don't get to just throw a punch immediately after that high kick hits you. Like you need to take the high kick, look at me, go, and then we can keep going.
Right.
But sometimes in jiu-jitsu that you get these, even in the training room, sometimes people don't want to tap, and it's just like, dude, what are we doing? And then you have to be a bigger person and let go.
Yeah, that's true. I think in the training room, I mean, honestly, there's different training environments. I like the training environment where I feel safe to not tap. I feel safe to let my try to work the light escapes. Because I think there's a lot of value in like feeling comfortable that your training partner is not going to break you, so that you can, so you can work these late stage escapes. Whereas like I've been in other training rooms where people would just enter my legs, and I was like scared that they're going to rip something, and you really don't want to get injured in training because you train all the time, right? It's not like competition where it's like, you compete like once a week or once every couple weeks, and it's like, I'm like, if I get injured at competition, it's like, this is a special event. If I'm like willing to get injured a little bit in a competition, but in training, like, I mean, you train so much that longevity and, keeping yourself safe has to be a priority. So, people would just enter my legs, and I felt like they're, the kind of person that's going to like rip my shit off. I'm tapping a lot earlier than I probably needed to. Whereas I feel like training at Kingsway, I don't really feel like people are trying to rip my shit off. Everybody feels very safe and controlled. Yeah. And so it gives me the confidence. It makes me comfortable that I can work my late stage escapes. So,
it's good.
I think there's value in that.
No, for sure. I mean, because then you get to work out of something that could be deep, right? On bars, stuff like that, where it's like there are late stage defenses too.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not like a Kimura or an Americana where you're like, Just tap. Those
there's late stage, escapes to Kimura too, but it's just like there's
so scary.
There's a certain point where it's behind your back. Yeah, there's always a point of no return for everything, but yeah,
they're so scary, dude. Fucking Kimuras, Americanas. It's the same thing when someone gets a deep Americana in Kimura. It's like, please tap.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kimuras are like tremendously more dangerous than Americanas, but
because it's that rotational break. Like you'll destroy your shoulder.
Yeah.
You let a Kimura go, it will everything in there.
Yeah, I've heard that oftentimes. I don't know if there's probably not any research done on this, but oftentimes that the elbow is actually what goes first in a Kimura, which is interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's what John says.
Interesting. I mean, that sounds awful too. That sounds maybe worse.
Yeah, like a rotational on the elbow, and then it goes to your shoulder.
Yeah. Why does everything gotta break multiple things, dude? Why can't we just do some shit that only breaks one thing?
Or it's like Twister. Like a lot of times people think that Twister is gonna is a spinal lock, but really it's often like the ribs that go first.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, like structurally, if you think about it. It's like there's certain things in our body that is made to defend other areas that are more important. Mm-hmm. And so it would make sense that the elbow is like, please don't hurt the shoulders. Take me first.
Yeah, and then like the spine is like the ultimate thing that your body wants to protect,
like,
right?
No.
Probably like your ribs and your hips are doing like whatever it can to like, take me instead. Yeah.
So you you have become the NAGA King.
They call me the NAGA Nightmare.
NAGA Nightmare, yes. This just start happening by chance.
So I mean, I think I saw Abe had like done a couple of them and posted on his story that he won $1,000 at a couple of the local Nagas here in Texas, and I was like, dude, shit. Oh, I'd like $1,000, right? So I ended up signing up for the one that they had in Austin, and that was the first one that I won. And then since then, I just been like, I travel around. I look for ones that have at least 8 guys signed up, because they do it like tiered. So it's like if there's only 4 guys, and it's like $250, and it doesn't even pay for the travel, right? So I look for ones that I can at least make my travel money back on, and I just travel around good. I've driven to a couple of them. I did one weekend where I flew up to Detroit, competed in the NAGA on Saturday. Then the next morning, flew to Kansas City, got a rental car, drove to a gym where they did $1,000 cash bracket at the gym, won that, and then drove back down in the rental car down to Austin. That was fun. So it's just fun. I like getting extra competition reps, and I like money. So
didn't you have to just drive back because your flight got canceled? You had to drive back. Is that the same trip or
no? Different trip. But yeah, that was brutal. Yep, Spirit Airlines went out of business. I was like, we showed up in Houston because there just wasn't like good flights out of Austin, right? So we drove to Houston. We probably started driving to Houston at 8 a.m. on Friday morning. Then we didn't get to Orlando until 2 a.m. the next morning. Because the Spirit flight canceled. No, delayed, canceled. And then I booked this flight on Frontier, which got delayed, and then we finally went through. So we got in at 2 a.m. So we spent about, 18 hours in travel mode before competing. I woke up the next morning, found out the Spirit had went out of business. So, okay, that's why they were delaying, and then canceling. And so I'm like, oh, fuck, we got to get back. So then just got a rental car ordered the rental car. So I ended up spending, and then that drive was about like 20 hours. Yeah. So spent like 38 hours in travel over that 3-day period, which was pretty brutal. And also on the way back, there was like they just like shut down the road. Like there was like they just shut down the highway, and there's just like a mile of, it's like, 10 at night. There's like a mile of nonstop, just no cars moving. I literally got out of the car and was doing lunges on the side of the highway, just trying to get my blood moving because I've been sitting for like 14 hours.
Hips and lower back are just screaming.
Yeah, just
at you
wrecked.
Like, bro, what are you doing? Not only do you always invert under dudes your size, but now we're sitting in a car. Fucking back is just pissed at you, dude.
Yeah, it was.
How's your back with how much inverting and going?
I mean, it's like not. It could be worse, but it's not great. I mean, yeah, I have some instability. Yeah. I think it's pretty common for jiu-jitsu guys, though, right? Especially guys who play guard.
Yeah.
So sometimes just gotta pull the leg to the side, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, dude, true, bro. Sometimes you gotta pop your hip.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. But again, like, it's just a very fun way to play jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a blast.
It is. What was it about jiu-jitsu for you? What got you hooked? Or I guess, or when did you start to realize like, oh, I'm kind of good at this?
Yeah. What got me hooked? I couldn't really tell you. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just fun. Like, I just love like wrestling. I've always been like, I always liked to like kind of like, roughhouse and wrestle. But when I actually started learning like techniques, that was like, oh, this works, and I actually have like there's like a system behind dominating people, and wrestling and horse playing is fun. I don't know. I just it's nice to have a competitive outlet, and I mean, I've always just it's something to put your effort into and take your mind off of other bullshit. I think that's probably what it was initially. It's just like
I think that's what it is, right? Yeah. Like it takes so much focus where nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas the rest of the day, I'm thinking of 6 things all at the same time. Mm-hmm. And like fucking all over the place. But then for that like 2 hours or hour or whatever it is, just so locked in.
Yeah. I think that, that might have been, it's hard for me to, remember like what actually like was the thing that got me hooked. But I do remember that being like a part of it, is that like when I was doing jiu-jitsu, it was just a blast. I wasn't worried about the other bullshit that I was dealing with at the office. I did like HR when I was in the Army, right? I didn't do anything cool, but you had to deal with bunch of bullshit and like reports and stuff, and it was like just to go leave that and go do jiu-jitsu for 2 hours is like a blast. Just totally cleared my mind and go home. I'm exhausted, felt like I was doing something productive and like really bettering myself. And then I had like, when I was getting out, I didn't know what I really wanted to do. I just knew I was going to go to school, but I didn't really know like what I wanted to do with myself. And then I was like, well, there's like 2 things that I love. Mainly one thing. We'll talk about jiu-jitsu. I just love, I love doing jiu-jitsu. Like, why would I not like try to spend my time doing jiu-jitsu? I also was like, I was playing between like, I was like, I love like hanging out. I love dogs. I love animals, and I love jiu-jitsu. I feel like those are the 2 things that I like, that really, really interest me a lot. And so I was like, what route do I want to take? Well, also like just fitness and strength and training and stuff in general. That's a third interest, but ultimately I decided the one thing that I enjoy the most in my life right now is doing jiu-jitsu. So I wanted to try and pursue it professionally. And honestly, like at the point when I decided I was going to pursue it professionally, if I, told you I was trying to pursue it professionally, you probably would be like, oh, this dude's out of his mind. This dude is like, he's okay, but he is not good enough to be saying that he wants to like do jiu-jitsu professionally. But, I knew that if I put in the time and that I could do it, So.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of people, coming into the game that have been training for less than 10 years. There's a lot of guys that are coming in and they're good.
Yeah.
Like Joel's only been for 4 years. Yourself, 6. Abe's at like 6.
Yeah.
So a lot of y'all are just like, clearly y'all's brains, like there's something about it, like very analytical. Just like whether it's your ability to, reflect, athleticism, like there's obviously a lot of different attributes. And obviously the system that you training as well
Yeah.
helps. But yeah, you're seeing a lot of guys, who have been training a lot less than what it seemed like the guys who were winning, maybe 5-10 years ago, like world championships at black belt. It seemed like they've been training for 15 plus years. Like a lot of them started as kids, things like that. And you're starting to see, at least it seems as so, you're starting to see a lot of people with lesser training time that are getting good.
I think that a big part of that is the just the wealth of knowledge that is available to everyone. I feel like, most of the guys, like, from, I don't know when the instructional age really started, right? Or when the information started becoming so prevalent, because it's always been like available to me since I started doing jiu-jitsu, right? But I think that for most of jiu-jitsu history, it probably wasn't the case that all this information is so widely available. So people just like go in, they roll, and it's like
that was it.
Yeah. And then maybe they have a coach who's like trying to help them, but their coach is also like very uninformed and doesn't really understand jiu-jitsu that well. And then the ones that do have a coach that kind of understands jiu-jitsu well doesn't know how to articulate it. And even if he does know how to articulate it, he's got such a big ego that he doesn't want to tell the secrets. He's like, just don't get put in that bad position. I feel like the culture, I feel like the culture has just like, the culture and the information available has just like changed a lot to where like, I feel like it's a lot more conducive to actually developing skill. And so I think that's a big part of it.
That makes sense. Do you think it's the culture has changed everywhere, or do you think it's just we're lucky to live here in Austin where, there is a very wonderful jiu-jitsu community?
Good question. I think that probably to some degree hasn't changed everywhere, but I think that you can find spots all over the U.S. where there's coaches who care about the development of their athlete's skill. And they're not like, right, it's not like a gym that's ran by a competitor or somebody with, there's a ton of those too, but there's also these gyms that are like the coach's like just like primary focus is coaching. And I think that that's really valuable to have a coach who is putting all of his energy into coaching, not, I've got this competition coming up, I'm focusing on like developing myself. He's mainly worried about his own training. He's not as, it just makes sense, right? Like if your coach is putting effort into coaching, you're going to see good results. If your coach is putting his effort elsewhere into his own development, you're not going to see as good of results. I don't think so, at least. Also it's important to take your development into your own hands and do your own self-study. And I think you can't like rely on your coach for everything, obviously. But, if you're a part of a program, there's no doubt that you're going to see better results by doing your own self-study and having guidance from a good coach than just doing your own self-study.
Yeah, for sure. How much did that help? Like watching instructionals, YouTube videos, things like that. How much did that help you?
It helped me a ton. I think that, like before I moved here to Austin, me and my buddies, that was where I like got most of my technique, was just like studying, watching instructionals, drilling endless hours.
People will try to tell you that it is a waste of time.
No, it's not.
I completely agree. But I've had people be like, "Oh, what'd you do? You see that on YouTube?" Like that kind of like attitude about it.
Yeah, no, it's garbage. Yeah. I probably would say that like probably most of there is a ton of good stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that I was watching was, like full length instructionals. That was where I was getting a lot of my technique from. But there's like a ton of like really good resources on YouTube too. A big study tool that I've been using recently, because I have been actually using YouTube more because I've been watching less instructionals and watching more matches.
Okay.
I've been using this thing called Outlier Database. Have you heard of it?
Is this the one? I think there's a YouTube channel like.
Less Impressed, More Involved is the YouTube channel.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah,
Never mind.
okay.
I'm thinking of something else.
Okay, so this dude, he Jake Luigi. I don't know him personally. I just like, I watch his stuff on YouTube and I subscribe to his database. But he just watches a ton of jiu-jitsu and has like, years and years worth of him like having broken down all these matches over. It's insane. If we could, you would think like, oh, this is just one dude breaking down matches. It can't be that much. It's a lot, right? Yeah. You can go into the database and he also has it like hooked up with AI too. So you can search like, say you want to watch double legs, you'll go just type in double leg and then it takes you to a page where there's YouTube videos that have been time stamped and it takes it to the exact moment where a double leg happened. And by just searching double leg, you'll find like 500 results, 500 examples of somebody hitting double legs. And you can do this for like any technique. You can apply multiple hashtags too. You could, if you want guillotine from top, right, mounted, you could type hashtag guillotine, hashtag mount, and then you'll see examples of this and you'll probably get like 70 different examples of people hitting mounted guillotines in competition. So it's sick. And so that's a big study tool I've been using. I pay like, it's something like $20 a month. But I think it's like a really valuable resource and allows you to see like what's actually working at the highest levels of competition. And it's also like, you don't need to sit through watching an entire 15-minute match just to like sift and try to find something that you think is like valuable. It's like, if I'm specifically interested in learning about what's working at the highest level from cross ashi, you just like look up cross ashi and you'll get 300 different results of stuff that you can look at.
That is cool. Okay, I think one of the YouTube channels maybe I was watching is sponsored by them because that does sound remotely familiar. But nonetheless, that's it's cool. It's super helpful being able to search through it, right? Because there's like times where you're just like, I want to watch this exact position or like this exact little thing. I want to see someone do this.
Yeah, no, it's been my favorite study tool recently, probably.
That's dope. How long have you been using it?
I've been using it for maybe like 3 or 4 months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going to say?
Yeah, sorry, I'm going off track. I'm like going all over the place. We're talking.
I'm here for it. That's my entire brain. Who did you like watching? Like who was there somebody that you tried to model your game after, or was there just somebody where you're like,
mainly Gordon.
Yeah.
So that's why I moved out.
That makes sense.
To Texas.
That makes sense. Yeah. And then is that just kind of like, I guess that answered probably my next question. Is just like, is that kind of the person that made you realize like, oh, like this is possible?
I don't know. I don't think that he made me realize that it was possible for me to do it. I think I just like really admired his technique and his technical expertise. I think that that's something that, you just gotta like, the examples like from my own life, I have to have like experienced myself that if I put effort into something that I can succeed at it. And so I guess that's probably where it comes from. Cause there's hundreds of thousands of people who have watched Gordon matches and it doesn't spark in their mind like, oh, I could be just like him.
Yeah.
Or I could do this professionally. So it's just like, his technique is an inspiration to me, and watching him is an inspiration. But that the idea that I could do this professionally just came more from my own belief in myself and seeing myself succeed in other avenues.
Oh yeah, I love that. Where is there a promotion that you really want to compete for? Like, or is there something that you've
Yeah, I've put a lot of thought into and time, and a big goal of mine has obviously been to make it to ADCC World Championship. Yep. That's probably like my number one goal. There's all sorts of different organizations that interest me. I like money and I like competing. I like doing jiu-jitsu and I like making money. Yeah. Honestly, it's I'd be happy to compete for anybody. I don't have like a specific, it'd be awesome to be on Who's Number One. It'd be awesome to do UFC BJJ. It'd be awesome to do all these things. Sure, I don't have any like one in particular that stands out to me as like so much superior than all the other ones.
Is there a rule set?
I think that I like the Who's Number One rule set. I think it's good. I like submission only.
Yeah.
I guess like all the rule sets, you can always find something bad about them. Yeah. Like the NAGA is the best rule set.
NAGA's number one.
No, you can always find something bad to say about a rule set. There's like, I like that Who's Number One has it so that so I like submission only. Because I like submissions. I think that that's like the ultimate display of jiu-jitsu, right? There's something bad about points and there's something good about points. I feel like the good part about points is that like it's clear who's winning. And there's like also for like spectators or people who are not super well versed in jiu-jitsu, it's like the scoring criteria are clear and it's not just watching two dudes roll around on a mat and then somebody at the end gets their hand raised and you're like, what the fuck just happened there? Yeah. So I think that like points are valuable for that, and it's also just like valuable because I think it's a little bit more clear of like this person won and they should have won, rather than, if it doesn't go to a submission in a submission only format, like Who's Number One, and they go to referee's decision, sometimes it's not always super clear who should have won. And it's subjective. But then again, even in points rule sets, there's stuff that seems like a little bit sometimes subjective, and there's argument over, should this person have gotten the score? Should they not? And then,
should you only get points if your ankles are crossed over the belly button, or should you still get points even if it's off on the hip?
Yeah, exactly. There's like all these different like technicalities and weird things. What was I thinking? Points. Oh yeah, and then also there's something about like points rule sets that often make it so that I feel like they stop focusing on good jiu-jitsu and they start focusing on like winning via points or gaming the rule set. And that's just like, it's just not like fun, and it's not like, it doesn't interest me like gaming rule sets. So that's like the part that is like exciting to me about submission only is that there's really not like gaming rule sets. You just go out there and you try to submit the guy. You're not like, turtle, like even though you're getting taken down, you're like turtling, and like even though you're on the back end, like you could literally be like losing the match, getting taken down, turtling, getting taken down, turtling, getting taken down, turtling, and then you like score once and then you've won. Yeah. And it's like it's kind of strange. So it's not my favorite rule set. That's fair. You know what I mean? But so I like the purity of the submission only rule set and how it's like very simple. But then I also don't like that if it doesn't go to a submission, that it's kind of subjective. Yeah. So it's hard. I think that you can find pros and cons for all rule sets. For me, the one that I probably lean towards most is I like that Who's Number One rule set. I like the submission only style.
Yeah.
And then also like the thing I like submission only. I'm not a huge fan of EBI because I feel like people game it. It's still, exactly. Game it. And so that's something that like, just like people game points, people also game EBI, and they make it so it's not actually about doing good jiu-jitsu. They stall, wait till overtime, and then they're just really good at the back.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, because I mean, it's once you hit a certain level of jiu-jitsu, it's you might get mollywomped the entire time, and you're just absolutely getting pinned. But you can make it to where it's very difficult for someone to just sub you.
yeah.
Unless, legs, I feel like sometimes the offensive person can definitely force it like a little bit easier, just because you have the whole leg locked down, and if they don't know what they're doing, their leg defense might not be as well. But I feel like sometimes like you get into like bottom mount, you can sit there and just play so cagey to where the person doesn't really have a lot of options to begin to work with, but you're just getting smashed the entire time. Right? And so it's like I think that's how you kind of game that EDI system. You can just begin smashed the entire time playing bottom side control.
I've definitely seen it before.
But definitely just staying right here. You're not extending nothing. You're not exploding to even make a bad decision.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that Dom and I talked about is like, because personally, as a fan, the PGF is the most fun to watch. There is nothing close.
PGF's exciting to watch.
Yeah. There's nothing close.
I would definitely like to compete for PGF. If they did like a heavyweight one, that would be super fun.
Allegedly, that's what they're doing, like a team format. Apparently.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Where but from a fan's perspective, I've had different competitors have different opinions on it. Dom was in the minority. He actually loved it. But I also think that it was perfect for his style because he's so good at finding submissions.
Yeah.
And he's so good and just smart and very good decision maker. And so he could then kind of force people to make bad decisions while using the shot clock, and then that just led to him just finding submissions after submission after submission, which is what made him go on that long run and end up first in the points. But from a fan's point of view, it's just the most fun to fucking watch. It is
fun to watch. Yeah, it is fun to watch.
So much fun to watch. I can see why some competitors really don't like it. They don't want to compete for it. I think
like the main thing that like they just might need to work on is like the just perfecting the shot clock thing and like making that a little bit more clear. Like, I don't know, finding some way to like make a better system for that. Yeah,
but it's hard. Like, how can you do that, right?
I don't really know.
You know what I mean? Like, like it's very subjective. Nonetheless, I feel like no matter what, someone's going to be upset about something.
No, you're right. And it's like they really are trying to make a good, exciting rule set. And I don't have an answer for like, how they should fix the shot clock thing. I understand why athletes would get upset about some of the calls that are made. But like, ultimately it's like it is super exciting to watch. It looks like a blast. Yeah, I would love to compete on that.
I mean, just fun to watch. I think the shot clock should be implemented across a lot more rule sets. Because you like
so much stalling happens in jiu-jitsu.
So much stalling, and like if we want the sport to progress, if you want people to pay you, if you want people to want to watch, right, and not just have only jiu-jitsu practitioners watch, but you want the general public to watch, then it has to be exciting, and it has to it should be very fun to watch. And BMAC will always talk about with the PGF, he's like, look, it's not about finding the best jiu-jitsu, but then Dom and I were talking about it, it's like, look, the best guys always end up winning anyways.
Yeah.
So BMAC will be like, hey, it's just about who's exciting. It's about how can you adapt to the rule set. It's not about finding the most technical and most beautiful jiu-jitsu. But then by the end of the season, it's the best guys every time.
He wins, right? Yeah.
Every time, right? And then in the playoffs, eventually, one of those best guys ends up winning. But even in the season, those top 3 or 4 guys in the points, they're usually the best guys at jiu-jitsu anyways.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like Jet Thompson has figured it out, Dominic figured it out, came in 3 weeks late. So I feel like if you're good, you're going to figure it out no matter what.
Yeah. Whereas with other rule sets where they don't punish the stalling,
they'll be like, come on guys.
Yeah.
Come on guys.
Really, you do see a lot of scenarios where the person who is not as technical and not as good at jiu-jitsu, but is really good at playing strategy and playing tactical, they can come out and they can win tournaments and they can end up on top. Whereas this one, I mean, it forces, even with questionable shot clock calls, it forces people into doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So the person who's better at jiu-jitsu generally ends up on top.
That's
right?
the whole point, right? It's what we were just talking about with the hand fighting earlier. It's like, we're here to watch jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And like wrestling is a part of jiu-jitsu, but ultimately jiu-jitsu takes place with one person on bottom, one person on top, typically. Like that's what we're kind of trying to watch, right?
Yeah.
Like some version of that.
Yeah.
Or two people sitting down in leg entanglements, fucking rolling and all chaos, right? Like two Tasmanian devils. But and the PGF just forces that. Like there's not.
I mean, I'm also down to watch like good wrestling and standing exchanges too. Just
sure,
as long as they're not
like the RAF, right? Like
RAF.
Doing,
is that the
wrestling promotion?
I feel like
right?
I heard about this. Is this the one where there was a Giorgio Paulos and like somebody got into like some sort of like fist fight or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Armand Zarukian, and he's competed for them. I think there's a pretty. Gable Stevenson is competing on one in like a couple weeks.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't watched any of it.
I haven't really watched either.
I think I just saw a clip of that fist fight thing that broke out.
But that is exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like freestyle wrestling is exciting to watch in that regard. But when you're watching two guys that can't wrestle at that level, it's usually not very fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because there's something like wrestling is a very like you have to make a decision and then commit to that decision. When you shoot on somebody, it has to be you have to whole ass it. Because if you half-ass it and that dude sprawls on you, it's fucking miserable.
True.
It's miserable. And so I feel like you get these guys who maybe aren't as confident in their wrestling, and then they also don't want to make
and also like the cost of a bad shot is very high in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, because now you're in bottom turtle, then someone
or bottom. Yeah, right. Yeah, bottom front headlock. Somebody's taking your back. Somebody's hitting a guillotine on you. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, instantly.
Yeah.
And it can happen really fast. And so like there's always this like slight hesitation in jiu-jitsu for people to want to shoot.
Yeah.
So I think that is where it gets it can just not be as fun to watch.
For sure.
Right? Where it's like, yeah, good stand up and good wrestling, it is fun to watch, but I think that's where it gets a little murky just because not everybody in jiu-jitsu has that confidence to take a shot because either A, because of the repercussions, or B, because they just don't wrestle that well.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I'm thinking guys, really exciting guys to watch. I mean, Dorian Oliveira is incredible, super fun to watch. Ruchola's Achilles Rocha. You ever watched Achilles Rocha's matches? I mean, God, he's an exciting guy to watch for sure. So those are some guys that I can think of that are really fun to watch on the feet, right? Yeah.
That single leg to the back take.
Hell yeah.
That was beautiful. He hit one. William Tackett hit it at the UFC BJJ. His last, I think it was it 2 matches ago or his last match, but he went from a single leg to a back take. And it was gorgeous.
Hell yeah.
I think there's fun to it, but the PGF, what would be your ideal promotion? Like if you were making your own Brandon George Jiu-Jitsu promotion, what are some of the big things that you would want to implement?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking, rules. I think it would be some form of submission only. I would,
would you want a bowl? Would you want a flat mat?
I kind of like the idea of the bowl. I never competed in a bowl before, or bowl or pit or whatever. I like the idea of it though. I think that I would probably do that. I like keeping the action in the center, not having to do resets and stuff. So I think that's a good idea for sure. Probably do bowl submission only. The thing is, like, I would like to say like no time limit. That's like, but if I'm like worried about like if I like want to get people to watch it, then I probably wouldn't do no time limit. But you know what? I'm gonna say.
This is
for me.
Yeah, this is just for me. What is Brandon George? What
I want no time limit, sub only, and I want it not in a bowl.
Okay.
I want it in just a humongous space. I want it in like,
flat,
just like, I want it in like a, like the biggest gym that you've, been like an in-house tournament in the biggest gym you've ever seen with just like enormous mat space. And if guys go up against the wall, they go up against the wall.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's what I was going to ask too. I was like, I wonder if instead of the pit or instead of a bowl, like you just put them in a square and there's wall wrestling.
Yeah.
So still then you don't have to do any resets.
I mean, if you've got a big enough mat space, the resets are going to be like, few and far between, because just like,
that's just the goal.
Yeah.
Because resets can be crazy. Sometimes they put you back in the same position. Sometimes they just start you back standing. Like, we've seen some horrendous resets. Big Dan when he went to BJJ Stars.
I don't know if I remember what exactly the reset was.
It was just something like they landed out of bounds, and I feel like he had the back or something. I don't know, but then you see these like they land out of bounds, and they're like, well, you landed out of the bounds in that position, but y'all went out of bounds standing up.
So then they reset it.
They reset you standing, and like it's like, but the whole motion, whatever. But I think gaming the resets is a whole thing as well.
Yep. Oh yeah, they try to grab an extra inch whenever they can, even after the ref says stop.
Yeah,
definitely had that happen before. And I'm like. Just looking at him like,
is that where your hand was now? Is that where it was, huh?
I've also had people get like really, really mad at me when I took the exact position that like we were supposed to reset in. Like, you did not have a body triangle. You did. I'm like, bro, I had a body triangle. And then I ultimately was like, okay, maybe I didn't. I don't know. And then I watched the tape back and I was like, I did have a body triangle. God, I let him he gaslit the fuck out of me.
Gaslit you out your head. Can't let him. Brandon, you gotta fucking put your foot down. Be like, I had this guy.
It's okay. I won the match anyways, so it's all good.
That's even more satisfying at that point. Because like, dude, you tried to cheat.
Yeah. It's wild, but it was so believable.
Oh,
it was so believable because he was like, he did not have that body triangle. He seemed so upset that it seemed like he like really felt like I was cheating him. Like I was really the one who was. I was like, okay. That was early on in my competition career, though.
You're like, all right, fine, dude. And then as soon as the ref says go, you just lock the body triangle. Anyway, like, what was the point, bro? Like, what? You just start what? You want me to just start feet on hip and like you think you're gonna move before I get the body triangle? Like, what are we talking about, dude? You said dogs. You said that was the other thing that you really enjoyed. Is there something that you had in mind with dogs, or is there something down the line that you would want to do?
Yeah, I didn't have anything that was like super clearly in mind. It was just like a conversation that I was having with my dad where he was like, what are the things that you like enjoy most in life? He's like, I know that you love dogs, right? Like every time you walk into a room and there's a dog there, you fucking light up, And so maybe that's something that could
let's say
interest
Brandon
you.
George he's made his money.
Yeah.
You're riding off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Right? You can take the stereotypical jiu-jitsu path and open up a gym, coach, do all that, right? But money's not an issue.
Yeah.
You have this passion for dogs. Is there something like, would you want to be a dog trainer? Do you want to run like?
Yeah, I think that would be really, really interesting. Actually, I don't actually have like a ton of knowledge on dog training right now. I just love dogs.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like totally something that I just, you only have like so much time in a day and so much mental capacity to learn new things. So it's just not been like my top priority is learning dog training. But I think that that's something that definitely could be in the future for me, and like a future venture. I would think that training dogs would be like it would be really engaging, and it's like a really cool skill to learn. It's not just like, I'm just going to start like a dog boarding place, or I'm going to like groom dogs. Like, no, it's like I feel like it's a skill that I would get. It would be very rewarding to learn, just like learning how to do jiu-jitsu is. I think it'd be something that'd be like super fun. So I think I would like to train dogs.
Like a similar like reward system.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like 100%. That's like my end dream. I'm gonna train dogs, but I mean, I could definitely something that I could see myself doing for sure.
Or something like, would you have land and just have a shit ton of dogs? Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see myself doing that.
Just having a ton of dogs just running around.
Yeah,
What's your
that'd be
ideal
sick.
number? Like, how many dogs would you have?
I'm just an army.
Just fucking an army, dude. Oh man, that's good, dude.
Yeah, no, dogs are sick though. I did when I first came here to Austin. It was like mainly how I was making money was just walking dogs. I was using Rover. Yeah. So it was a blast. Yeah. It was a good time.
You just going, picking people's dogs up, walking them around.
Yeah. I still occasionally, one of my clients that I had, I still occasionally will I'm pretty busy now with doing personal training and doing jiu-jitsu and stuff. So I don't have that much time, but still occasionally I might make it out there to walk them like once in a while, or like next month I'm supposed to like actually stay at their house and watch their dogs for like a few weeks while they're out of town. So it's good.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's fun. That's something you enjoy.
Dogs absolutely.
Cool. How many dogs did you have at once? Like, what was the most amount of dogs you had at once, like walking them?
Oh yeah. Not many. I mean, like with Rover, you're going like all over the place. You like go to one place. You don't get like
so you
don't get like groups at it.
You see those people with like 16 leashes. They just all hooked up and just like do.
I mean, that could have been cool, but it's just like not the way that Rover's set up. People kind of like expect you to just like go to their place, walk their dog, and then that's that. They pay you for the time to just walk their dog. So most I walked was like 2 at a time.
Such an interesting business to come up with. Like, how'd you think of this? Like, how did you just think
it's smart though?
It is smart. It is smart, but it's just interesting. It's like, dude, I'm going to come up with an app where people come and walk my dog.
Yeah, people are busy though.
Yeah.
People are busy, and they also care about their dogs.
Or lazy.
That's true. People are busy, lazy. But I'm not sure.
I'm busy, and I still make sure, at least 5 days of the week, dogs get at least, 2 miles, maybe 3.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's also like, people with the money to spare, care about their dogs, want their dogs to have a good time.
And are lazy.
Maybe. I mean, I'm just for
talking
sure.
Shit, dude.
For sure. I'm sure there's some people that are like that. I mean, for example, like the people that I'm like going to stay at their house, though. I mean, they walk their dogs all the time.
Yeah, they're going out of town,
and then they just like. Well, yeah, but they also just like, even when they're in town, right? They walk their dogs all the time, but they're like busy lawyers. They're lawyers, and they're like
probably work weird hours, maybe.
Yeah, and they want their dogs to get exercise all throughout the day, so they pay me a little bit extra to go walk their dogs and make sure their dogs live an incredible life, and they get exercise throughout all hours of the day. So for them, they don't seem like it's me. I know you don't. I'm not like saying that you were attacking them in specific, but I'm just saying it's been my experience that even people who aren't lazy will pay money to.
I mean,
walk,
it's good though. At the end of the day, as long as the dog's being walked.
Yeah.
But
and the dogs love me.
I'm sure some of these people would probably benefit from actually doing the walking.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
Oh man, Brandon. What else, dude? I don't know. You got anything fun coming up?
Nagas. Just
more. When's the next one?
I think I'm going to do one in New Orleans. That's like June 13th.
Okay.
I've got another combat sports report. They're another one that gives combat sports report. I don't know. Have you seen me or seen any of the matches there? Yeah, they're a good. They're a good promotion. I like them. And so I'm going to go compete in Albuquerque on June 6th. So another example of people who pay, and it's good competition experience. So love it. Love competing for them. So I'm going to do that June 6th. Let's see. I've been working on this online coaching stuff, online jiu-jitsu coaching. So that's been cool, kind of getting that up and off the ground. I've only got one client right now, but I just launched it like last week, really. So just doing like video analysis, breaking down people's game and just showing them areas that they can improve, building them training plans and stuff. So that's an exciting new thing that I've been working on.
And are you doing it through Patreon or through your own website? Or?
Yeah, so I set up a school page.
Okay.
There's not like really anything on the school page because it's I mean, the focus of the program is all about the one-on-one. It's not like, because I feel like the instructional market is like super saturated, and there's plenty of that. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of free content too. There's plenty of people putting out information of like, here's a bunch of techniques that you can do. And I'm, trying to like set myself apart by making it about, me giving the personal guidance. So like really honing in on the footage analysis, looking at where can you improve? Like what is the spot that you need to improve most? What are the highest leverage skills that you can gain that'll actually make a difference in your game? And then pointing those out and giving them techniques to drill, positions to spar from, and stuff that I think will actually, so like the sort of stuff that I was talking about earlier, where like how I think it's really important that people reflect on their training and not just like show up, roll, and then leave. Trying to help people with that part of it. So if they are, self-reflection is going to help regardless. But, if I can help people with that reflection, right? So rather than it being self-reflection, you can also get outside reflection from someone with more expertise and more experience. And I can point them exactly in the right direction with what skills they need to build. So I can review all their training and say, oh, this is where you went wrong. Oh, this is something you did good. And then I can, give them a training plan. So that's what I'm trying to launch.
I love that. Hold that thought. I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I gotta pee, boys. I'll be back. We're back. It's delicious. It has like healing properties in it, dude. The baby will get a scratch and she'll just take a little dab of like breast milk and like rub it on the scratch, and that scratch just goes away. And we're not talking about the next day. We're talking about in hours, sometimes 30 minutes to an hour. Like it just goes away.
It's wild.
And so I had to blow my nose, so I had to pee too. And I don't know, maybe getting like a little cold or allergies or some shit. I don't know. And so she had taken out like 3 or 4 ounces of it, and I just put it in my coffee, and it helps. You start to feel better. Like if the baby gets sick, which she hasn't. And it probably,
because she's always getting doses of
she's already getting it, yeah. But if they get sick or something, it's very good for them. And like you'll even see kind of the breast milk like change colors depending on how the baby is feeling. It's interesting. The human body is fascinating. But nonetheless, you have a school page. I think this is cool, actually. I like this idea. I really like this idea because I have a hard time. I'm very self-critical. And I think, a lot of good things come from that.
Yeah.
But it's almost to a detriment sometimes where it's like I have no idea what I'm actually doing well of because I'm so critical of every single aspect, where sometimes I have a hard time of then being like, oh, no, like I am doing good at this, or I have gotten better at this, kind of what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, good to have an outside perspective.
Yeah, and it kind of helps. It kind of helps then just like, no, this is your game. No, this is good, right? Because like as you've experienced, you're training in a room where everyone's getting they're in the same system, and so it's not like you're going to surprise them.
Yeah,
and then B, they're all there for the same reason as well, to get better. At least the pro sessions that you're in, right? Like everybody there is trying to get better, and so you're rolling with the same people all the time. And there might be days where you're like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm good at right now. Like nothing worked today. At least sometimes, I run into this issue, and I'm still like, I'm just now getting to the point where I'm actually like, okay, these are the positions that I'm strong in. How can I force my way into those positions? Actually developing like a quote unquote A game. For so long there, it's like, all right, I like playing here. Okay, let's play here. Okay, let's play here. And I think that helps with the progression, but I could never identify like, all right, this is what I'm good at. And so when I go to compete, this is what I should be looking for and trying to get in there. Right, and trying to get into those positions or trying to utilize that. And so right now, I feel like my guard passing has been better. That's probably been like a stronger point of my game. And then guard retention, playing guard. And so I'm now getting to the point where I'm like, all right, so these are kind of the things that I'm getting good at, and I'm getting into those positions very frequently. But I think like when people are coming up, or people who are like highly self-critical, I think what you're offering is a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like valuable things that a coach can bring to the table, whether it's identifying weak points and identifying areas where you can improve is like, and then giving you the solution is probably like the number one thing. But also like, yeah, what you're talking about is something that people probably maybe overlook, like the value of like really having somebody to help you like form your game plan and help you identify like, what your strong suit is, or what's the best plan of attack in a specific rule set or against a specific opponent. And it helps to have that outside perspective because of two things. Well, it helps to have the outside perspective because the person who's giving the outside perspective is more knowledgeable than you. And then B, also because it's just they don't have that same like bias. Like the voice inside your head is ego, like, the voice inside your head is does all sorts of weird mental tricks. It's either, whether it's different for everybody. Yeah, super negative or super like, bro, I'm invincible.
You get those guys all the time, right? Like you're like, oh, I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
Right, and then you roll with them or whatever, and you're like, is that really your strong point, or it's like people do that with anything.
Yeah. And then that blinds them to the possibility that they have to improve, right? If they think I'm just so good at arm bars, and then but then you watch their footage and you see, well, there's actually like some area from improvement. They're never going to identify that if they think that they're the shit and they have impeccable arm bars and there's no room for improvement in their arm bar game because they're not looking for it.
Yeah. So I'm definitely grateful that I'm hypercritical.
Yeah.
It allows you to constantly improve. Which, I feel like
I think it's probably more important to be way better to be hypercritical than to be undercritical.
But it does fuck with that self-belief, like that you're talking about. Like it does fuck with that, and I'm trying to find that balance of that like self-belief, but then constantly still trying to improve and trying to find those areas of weakness, or like even if there is something I think I do and at an okay level, like, okay, but how can I continue to make that better?
Yeah, you got to be critical, but you can't like get down on yourself, right? You have to like always
find balance. You
have to always like look for. I mean, that's with everything in life. Is you can find it's easy to say like, oh, well, you should be humble, but it's like, well, you should also be confident and you should believe in yourself. It's like
that's a trick that's a thing that I think a lot of people really fuck up. And I think they fuck it up with their kids too, or like they fuck it up with the younger generation, because people will tell you that, it's something that you like. I heard a lot like, oh, you're so cocky, or you're being cocky, or it's like, is it being cocky, or is it just like having self-belief? Like, no, I think I am good enough.
There's a different,
or
cocky
I could be good enough at it. It's like how you were saying, like, you have this self-belief in you that like you knew that if you worked hard, you could eventually achieve your goal in jiu-jitsu. That's self-belief, right? But there's all, and there's confidence in that. But there might be somebody that's just hating and be like, that's cocky that you think like, oh, you're a 2-month white belt and this is what you want to do as a profession. Like, ha 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 ha. Like,
right.
There's that aspect of it. And like, I feel like that a lot of people will put that in your head that it's bad to think that you are either already good enough or you have the ability to be good enough through that hard work avenue.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of people who try to tear you down for sure. And even when it's funny, I make like posts not on Instagram. On Instagram, people are like generally very like positive and like, yeah, bro, like nice job getting a win. But it was particularly like after I made a couple of posts where after I won some cash at one of these like tournaments, like there was one in San Diego that I won and one in Missouri that I won, and I made like the same general comment as like another weekend of taking money from the locals, right? like it's a funny joke. And then dude, people particularly on Facebook, they got so mad and they're like, try having some humility, try showing some respect for your opponents. It's like, bro, it's not that serious. It's it's a funny joke. I'm like a bandit. I travel around and collect money. But I think it's like all the boomers on Facebook were really upset that I was confident in myself.
Being disrespectful or whatever. It's like, nah, dude, it's like, that's the part of the game, right? Like,
yeah, it's fun. It's competitive, and it's all in good fun. Like I wasn't like, oh, these guys next to me, they suck, and I'm that much better than them. It's like, you're competing to win, and it's fun to post a picture on top of a podium and make a little joke about traveling the country.
And it sells.
Yeah.
Look at Gordon, Colby Covington, Jake Paul, like.
Yeah.
It clearly works. Like those kinds of jokes, those kinds of characters, those kinds of attitudes, like it clearly works, right? Like, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be really upset all the way up there, though.
Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, people, love to even like my own brother. He was just like, dude, people love like somebody who's humble. Dude, no, they don't.
Yeah,
nobody cares about humble guys.
They really don't. First and foremost. Secondly, we do a sport where if you're not humbled or if you're not humble, you just won't get better. It doesn't actually work. So it doesn't matter what kind of online character you play or what kind of persona you put out online to build a brand or like how you carry yourself in competition. It is almost impossible to get better at combat sports if you're not humble. Because if you're not humble, you're going to make excuses. And if you make excuses, well, guess what? There's only you in there.
Yeah.
It's just you and the other person.
Yeah, you need to be humble enough to admit when you've made a mistake so that you can improve on the mistake.
It's the only way it works.
That's how you gain skill, right? Yeah. Is you like make a mistake, you learn like, oh, I fucked that up. Yeah. I got to do something different next time. And you have to be able to admit to yourself that you're not perfect, right? And you're not a god. So, yeah, definitely.
So, for people to be like, oh, well, that person's cocky or not humble. It's like, dude, we do a sport where literally you have to be humble. It's impossible to get better.
Yeah.
It just won't work. It just won't work at all.
Yeah, it does. It is funny. You go to competition, and sometimes it seems like the guys, like the cockiest guys, the guys who seem most full of themselves, are like, just like they're like roided up. They're like 5'4", and they're 35. Specifically, I'm talking about what I see at like the local competition scene. They're just aggressive. They go out there like meanest collar ties, nasty like headbutts, and just zero technique. Yeah. But they're so full of themselves and so sure that they're gonna win. Yeah. And it's like zero technique, just all red.
Well, it's because
seeing red.
It's because it intimidates the other person, especially if they're not very confident in themselves. Yeah. Right? They might be even better than them. It was before this last NAGA tournament. My buddy did his first tournament, and
no hate on anybody who's 5'4", just saying. I was just saying.
We respect our short teams here too.
No, full respect. I'm just saying that that's like the that's the archetype.
They're bald.
Yeah.
So my buddy did this last NAGA that Joel was in your bracket. My buddy did the white belt division. He's 40, so he's in the director division, and he was going against this guy, just juiced. Yeah. And I mean, just like physically intimidating, kind of the same kind of stone face, like a bald head. He was Puerto Rican, he just looked like a very intimidating guy, right?
Yeah.
And then luckily, he had to go first against another guy. And I watched the match, and I look at my buddy, and I'm like, hey, look, he just looks scary. He's not like you watch the match.
He's like actually scary.
He's not actually scary. Like he just looks like it. And then he went out there and just beat him. And
10-0, wasn't it?
Nice.
He beat him pretty good. And I think that helps. It's like
being mean doesn't do anything.
It really doesn't.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't. I think that's the other beautiful part about fucking training is like you'll train with these guys that fucking come in and they'll try to take your head off, and then you're just like do and boom, and now you're here we are, and it's like, what did we learn?
Yeah, it always feels so. I've never been. I feel like when I first started like competing, I felt like the pressure to like before I like went into a match with somebody, to like I was supposed to like look in their eyes and stuff. And then like recently, I'm like, dude, it just feels it's not me. It's like so awkward. I'm not gonna like look in your eyes and like try to intimidate you before I shake your hand. I'm just like
not hitting with the Alex Pereira stare.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like. It's like weird. I feel like I'm like trying to like take myself too seriously or something. I mean, I do take competition seriously. Like obviously I'm like there to win, but I'm not like, I don't know. It's like weird. I feel weird like trying to intimidate somebody with how I'm looking and like mean mugging them and stuff, you know?
I get it. Like that's not my personality at all.
Yeah. And I don't think it makes a difference at the end of the day, really.
I think at the lower level, I think it kind of does. Just
at the lower level.
People get into their head about it for sure. Like,
like,
oh God, this guy's going to be mean.
I feel like whenever I see people who look at me that way, it gives me more confidence.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, they're putting on a front in order to get themselves in that right headspace. Like they're putting on a front in hopes that it affects you, so then they can just kind of like bully themselves to a win. Ha. Yeah. It's adorable. Yeah. We got to get out of here, Brandon. You got a hot date tonight.
Yes, I do.
We're making some beef tongue. Tell me how you making beef tongue.
I've been doing it in the Instant Pot.
Really?
So beef tongue is actually already made because it's kind of like I had to run it through the Instant Pot twice. The first time I put it in with is a little bit of water, some cinnamon, some cumin, some salt, pepper, a bunch of garlic and onion, and also some of these I think they're chile de arbol. I don't know. There's some dried Mexican chilies. Put that in there. Pressure cook it for like 40 minutes. And then I peeled the, cause it's got like an outer like coating, like an outer, like a tough outer part of it where all the taste buds are on, and you got to strip that part off, and it's easy to strip it off after you cook it. And then it's still a little bit tough after one run through the Instant Pot. So I chopped it up and I put it in a second time, and then it was like very tender and juicy.
Ooh, you gonna put it on like tacos?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it on rice. I mean, I did put it on some tacos before. I put it on some tacos before, and it was really good. Probably gonna put it on rice. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. You can also have tongue sandwich. Tongue sandwiches are good. I've had tongue sandwiches before. Put some slices of the tongue and a little bit of mayonnaise on there.
Interesting.
Like an avocado oil mayonnaise.
Interesting. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. How the fuck did you get in this? You're born up north. Wisconsin, Michigan, and then
how to get into tongue?
Was it when you went to South Florida?
No, it was actually like I think the first time I had tongue was when I was in Missouri. I was stationed there in Missouri, and I just found and I just found a local farmer who had I just wanted to get into like trying like some different organs and trying some grass-fed meat and stuff, and they had a bunch of different organs, and tongue was one of them. They had liver. They had some like delicious grass-fed hot dogs, and they had like all sorts of good stuff. So I was like, tongue. I'd heard good stuff about and actually no, that wasn't the first time I'd had tongue. That was the first time I made tongue, but I'd had tongue before from a Mexican restaurant, right, the lengua, and I thought it was delicious. So that was probably why I was like really excited when they were like, "Yeah, we got tongue." But yeah, this time I got it from Sam's Club. They just had tongue sitting at Sam's Club, so.
Fuck yeah.
I was excited. I was excited when I saw the tongue at Sam's Club. Hispanic? Yeah, she's half Mexican, half black.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, I don't think you're cooking a white girl beef tongue. She would fucking kill me. She would be like, what the fuck?
I've had it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might do, I'm not sure though. The beef tongue, might do the beef tongue, or I might go pick up some salmon too. I'm actually like totally not. Yeah, I might do like a poke bowl.
Oh,
kind of feeling like up in the air about it now. The more that I talk about it, I have gone to H Mart before. There's also one that's like there's a market that I've gone to. It's on North Lamar Boulevard. I used to live down there, and it was called the Han Yang Market. And
is that like that little Asian town over there? Or like
there was like a little Asian town.
They call it like Chinatown. Or
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just know that there is like a bunch of different little Asian stores there. There's like a Korean karaoke spot, a couple Korean restaurants, and there's just one like Korean
past
market.
or it's like past the soccer stadium.
I don't know where the soccer stadium is.
Nonetheless, I think we're talking about the same place. We might not be, but there's a place over there called First Chinese Barbecue.
Yeah,
that's fucking phenomenal.
Nice.
It's incredible. Family style Chinese.
I would love to try some like really like authentic Chinese food. I feel like I've had like a lot of Chinese buffet food, which is like garbage.
Yeah, we just call it shit Chinese, yeah. Fake Chinese, yeah.
And Panda Express.
Oh, damn.
No.
First Chinese barbecue.
First Chinese barbecue. Yeah, I don't think I've had a lot of like really authentic Chinese food. So I mean, you wouldn't consider Chinese buffet food to be like authentic Chinese food, would you?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not from
because
what
like I mean, there's yeah. Because they're like, I mean, Chinese people like run the Chinese buffets, but it somehow feels like maybe they're like.
I call it just like American Chinese. Like I don't think like my dad went to Hong Kong, and I and maybe it's because it's British colony, but I don't think that's the type of Chinese food that they eat over there.
Yeah.
But if you go to like First Chinese Barbecue, if you go to Ho Ho.
First Chinese Barbecue or Ho Ho.
Yep, or Ho Ho. Like they do what's called like family style Chinese. And so typically you go and it's you and some other people, and then y'all they serve it on these big dishes, and everyone just shares a bunch of stuff. And it's absolutely fantastic. But don't get me started talking about food, because we'll be here for a long time, because I love fucking food.
Yeah, me too, man.
And I know so many spots. But nonetheless, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can sign up for your school account, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at George_Jitsu_. Yeah, and then there's just DM me. It's about the school stuff. It's better if we do like an onboarding call and talk about like the plan. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, just DM me on Instagram if you're interested in the coaching stuff. That's my main social. I mean, I've got a YouTube under the same name too, George_Jitsu_. But yeah, Instagram's the primary social. So.
Oh yeah. Cool. Well, Brandon, I appreciate you.
Hell yeah,
especially stepping in on short notice, making weight. I appreciate you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on, dude.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, y'all. See you next week.